In this video, I want to talk about the Fujifilm X100V. This camera I bought initially not for myself, but for my girlfriend. When I started this whole video thing and cinematography thing, I did photography first with a Sony Alpha 7 II. You know that this hybrid camera is really bulky. You have to get a lens, it's really bulky, and it does very sharp photos that are clinically sharp. I ditched photography because of that. It was just boring to make raw photos and edit them in Lightroom. It was just boring, and I wanted to capture more than just a still frame, and I didn't want to go through thousands of photos at the end of the day and pick out 1 or 2 or 10 photos that I have to edit after that. And that's why I ditched photography and didn't really think about why my girlfriend wants a Fujifilm, because for me every camera that only can make good photos, it was just boring and I didn't consider even just using it. But I bought the Fujifilm for my girlfriend, and I think photography makes fun again. Look, I already told you about my first encounter with photography and the beautiful experience of having a hybrid camera that is very bulky and where you have to think about the technical stuff and what lens you want to get and what lens you need and what in what scenario you need what lens. It was a very big mistake to even think that I want to make photos with a Alpha 7 II in my case. Okay, I know it has many people that would love to use the Alpha 7 II, but for me it's just too much. It's too bulky, the photos were too clinically sharp, and you had to get a lens separately. And this camera is the total opposite of it. It's not bulky, it has a fixed lens, and with that said, I think I enjoyed using it more than my girlfriend did. For me, it's very important to have a camera that doesn't obstruct your workflow and your flow of creativity. I think a camera needs to enhance your flow of creativity and bring more out of you and bring more into the pictures or videos that you want to make. And a camera is literally just a tool. If you try to screw in a bolt with a wrong tool, I think you will have much less fun than using a tool that will fit you and that will fit the bolt. Because for some used cases you have to have a Alpha 7 II. I think you have to have these clinically sharp photos, but for me you don't have to, and a tool like the Alpha 7 II would be not the right one, but I think this one is the right tool for me because it doesn't obstruct my workflow, it doesn't obstruct my creativity, it enhances it. And I think that's the best part of this camera, because it's something that you can't buy separately, it's something that you can't get from gear. And I think this camera on its own, it has a feeling that it gives you that you can do more with the pictures that you make. Because when I made pictures with it, I saw the vision of the photo in my head, and I screwed around in the settings till I got the picture that I wanted. And I could get the picture that I wanted. And this is just the easiness that you have with all of the features that you have in this camera, like the shutter button, that you can just do it physically, that you can physically lower or higher the ISO, that you can make the flash go off, that you can do everything just physically, and that you have everything inside that you could use for your photos. I made a video recently about gear obsession and how it's killing just creativity, and I think everyone that is gear obsessed. And this is just the total opposite of what I talked about in the video. It's a 6-year-old camera where you can't add features with another lens or anything else. It's just a point and shoot that you can change, and I think that's just beautifully done in such a small compact camera body. This is just the perfect example of that you don't need the latest and greatest, but that you can have a older camera that will still hold up to this day, with its features and with the photos that it can make. So don't want to get into the technical stuff of this camera. It's something you don't have to worry about, but it has a APS-C sized sensor with 26 megapixels. It can make 6K photos in 3x2. That's like open gate. And video stuff, I think you can also make like 4K videos. It's not the strength of this camera. But what I want to talk about is 3 points that I think should be talked about this camera. And that is that, first, I never made raw photos with it. I didn't edit a single photo that came out of this camera. And I think this is the biggest freedom that you have with this camera, that you don't first have big raw files and files that you have to get onto the computer and edit them first and pick out the pictures that you want to edit. And I think this is such a flexible way to have great looking photos that are small in size and that you can just drop onto your phone or computer and don't need to edit them. The second point is that you have all of the freedom that you can have with this camera when making photos. It has a built-in ND filter, it has a EVF, it has a optical VF, and it has a built-in flash. And I think this is all you need for a camera, because if you have a Sony Alpha 7 II, you have to get an ND filter. If you want to make photos with a flash, you have to get a separate flash, and you have to get a separate lens. And this is everything that is already inside of this camera and that you don't have to buy. And I think this is just great, because you can just buy this camera and go out and make the photos you wanted to make. You don't have to get anything else. You can use the photos that are coming outside of this camera for everything that you need. It's for professional use, it's for non-professional use, it's for social media, it's just for memories that you want to capture. And I think this is such a great selling point of this camera. The third, and I think it's the most obvious point by now, is that this camera makes fun. It makes fun to get out, it makes fun to go out and make photos, because in my opinion there are cameras that are blocking you from going out and blocking you from wanting to make more. And I think this camera is really just something that where you don't have to worry about taking it with you, because you will know that you will make a good photo if you take it with you. Yeah, it's really just a fun camera. It's really fun to use, and it's small, it's lightweight, and it has everything inside that you need. And I think for the price even, it's just a great deal that you can get. And mine is used, because I don't think you can get it new anymore, but mine is used, and I think its price was just great. for the value that you get out of this camera. At the end, I want to say that before I bought this camera, I researched about what Fujifilm I should get, and I chose this one because it has like 6 versions of it, and I didn't go for the 6th version because I think first, the price is a little bit too high because it's more than retail, and second, I think you don't get much more features or technical stuff that you really need for your pictures. So I did go for the second last version of this camera. But I think, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter which version you get. You can even get the first version. I think you will have a great experience with this camera because all of the features that this camera offers you. And yeah, this, I think I'm repeating myself a bit here, but this camera is great overall. You have everything that you need, and yeah, it makes fun to use it. And yeah, this was my review about this camera, and if you liked what I talked about in this video, or you have something to tell, then please do so in the comments, like this video, subscribe to my channel. There will be coming out more stuff about this camera, about other stuff, about videos, yeah,